The name, that's very simple, La Belle French Bakery, Le Challenge.
Bonjour and welcome to Le Challenge, the first ever baking competition right here at La Belle French Bakery.
I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Mandy.
We will be your hosts as you watch our top 4 bakers compete in 2 rounds of intense competition, all in hopes to win the title of La Belle's first challenge winner.
Hi, I'm Joey Gentry. I'm going to be one of the judges for La Belle French Bakery's Le Challenge.
Hi, bonjour. I am Omar. I am one of the judges.
Hi everyone. Today is the day. You guys have to make a fraisier today. I hope you came prepared. You only have 2.5 hours to complete this challenge. What we are looking for is for you to be creative. What is a fraisier? A fraisier is a Genoise sponge. He has a muslin cream, flavored vanilla, and strawberries, fresh strawberries. A fraisier cannot be a fraisier without the strawberries. Keep that in mind. Master your techniques, but surprise us. Make sure you go above and beyond into the decoration. Make it your style. Omar, what are you looking for?
I don't care about the candidates, I just care about what they're gonna make.
I want the authentic taste from France. This is a world famous French dish. Let's see if you can do it.
All right, guys, you have 2.5 hours to make your style fraisier. And that's gonna start now in 3, 2, 1. Bonne chance!
Shit, this is real. Okay.
You only have 2.5 hours, faster!
With 2.5 hours on the clock, the contestants jump right into the challenge.
I now have more appreciation for those people on the cooking shows. I'm like, you idiot, come home.
What you start with is a key component to how the entire process will go. Chef Julien explains some of the steps to complete the first challenge.
I think they're all going to start to make the sponge first.
Yeah, it looks like
And there is,
everybody grab the eggs.
I don't know if someone's going to start to make the cream understand, but there is 2 components that needs to cool off. There is the sponge that needs to be baked and cool off, and there is the pastry cream that also needs to cool off before they can actually make the muslin.
How long does that take?
Well, it depends. If they use only the fridge, it can really take an hour and a half.
There's a trick.
But then you use the freezer, and then you can pull off the process. Also, if you take a sheet pan and you just spread the cream so it cool off faster. We'll see if they think of those stuff.
And do they know to put it in the freezer? They understand the process?
I mean, this is up to them.
Oh.
They're making, they know with the time that they're going to have to think about this, about the cooling time. So
Cool.
I'm not sure we'll get our fraisier today.
Without any guidance from Chef Julien, each contestant must decide what they feel is the best order for baking.
Well, I'm starting with pastry cream first because I know that takes me a little while to cool it down and I'm nervous about the whole thing falling apart, so.
Sponge first, gotta get it in, make sure I like consistency if I have to remake, but fingers crossed.
I'm gonna start by doing a Genoise sponge.
Genoise sponge?
Just
okay.
because I've never done the Viennois one.
So you go with the pastry cream first?
Correct. Just gonna see what happens.
With a mere 2.5 hours to wow the judges in round 1, the bakers begin whipping up their recipes.
Traditional Viennois sponge consists of egg, sugar, and flour. but Tina wants to add her own touch to her recipe.
I'm gonna do my famous chocolate cake. So I'm known for my chocolate cake in my baking business, and so I'm gonna try it. And I'm gonna try to do chocolate with the vanilla cream and maybe a couple other surprises for you.
Jake is in great shape so far. He's mixed up his ingredients, prepared his pan, and is already pouring his sponge. His cake beats all the rest to the oven.
I don't know.
Raphaëlle fumbles at first, but she recovers while mixing her ingredients.
She's now folding the flour into the pata bomb and a mixture of meringue. Oh no, not even meringue. You're making genoise, right?
For now, yeah.
So the genoise is gonna be egg that you bring up to a pata bomb, and now she's folding the flour into it, and you gotta be very precise and slow, otherwise your mixture is going to fall down.
Dave is now on his second attempt at the pastry cream. Though he seems to be learning from mistakes, the clock has not stopped ticking.
Jesus Christ, no wonder that screwed that up. Holy shit. No, I can't read my own handwriting.
I'm gonna have to make this again, I think.
Meanwhile, Tina is struggling with her pastry cream.
I just made my pastry cream, which looks like it's terrible, but I went ahead and cooled it, so we'll see how it turns out, but I might have to remake it, yeah. So that's fine. I'll come back and do that later. Yeah, I'm just worried about getting it cooled, so.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna do chocolate cake?
Gonna do chocolate cake now.
Mandy, I'm so excited.
I'm so
I cannot
excited.
believe we finally doing this.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. What do you think? You think all are the candidates? I know you really take care of them. I know you want them to succeed.
I do.
How do you feel about it right now?
I'm so nervous for them.
Okay.
I'm so nervous for them, but I know they're gonna do a great job.
So, what do you guys think is off to a better start?
I think it's a pretty easy thing to see who's more confident, let's say. So I think some others will have their work cut out for them. What do you like?
Me?
Do you like anything?
Food, coffee, and red wine.
Back to the competition. While Raphaëlle is starting to pour her sponge, Jake is already making his pastry cream. Tina in the corner has already made her cream, but is now struggling with the cake.
Am I messing it up already, Chef?
You did?
Am I?
I don't know. Like what's in there?
Vanilla and milk.
Okay. What do you put the vanilla in the milk?
I don't know, just to infuse the flavor of the milk in there.
Sounding a bit confused by her choices, Chef Julien stands back and lets Tina move on.
And he already told me I was doing it wrong, so that's not a good start.
After a few struggles, Dave is finally getting his cream back on the stove.
Jake has just pulled his sponge from the oven and is setting it on the cooling rack. He's now moving on to his pastry cream, while Raphaëlle is just getting her first cake in the oven.
Bakers, 30 minutes down, 2 more hours to go.
All right. Bye-bye.
With under 2 hours to go, Tina is tossing another sponge batch in the trash.
Note to self, I cannot ever be in a hurry. The translation, I've messed it up this is the third time I made it, and I still don't think it's right.
With frustration setting in, but not being deterred, Tina is starting to pour her sponge and getting it ready for the oven.
So, and I've never baked on a sheet like this, so I'm curious, and it's lumpy, so I have no idea. I'm gonna put this in the oven, and then I'll make another batch now that we have measuring cup.
I don't know. I never seen water in a recipe of sponge. That's not normal.
I'm not quite happy with my sponge, so I think we're gonna go round 2 here.
With plenty of time and plenty of ease, Jake is pouring another sponge.
So this is the traditional Viennois sponge, but trying to brighten it up a little bit with a little lemon zest and working it backwards to incorporate the flour into the base egg mixture. So then hopefully I don't lose the texture of my egg white.
What's written here?
Okay, I hate the contestant. I don't understand English though. Sorry.
J'aime pas les candidats.
Ok, bah ça, celui-là je le comprends.
While dodging distraction from the judges, Raphaëlle already has one cake out of the oven, but there is one problem.
Yeah, I think I messed it up because I forgot to put some oil, so I might not be able to actually take it off. Yeah, so.
You got time.
Yeah, I know.
Plenty of time.
That's why I'm doing this one just in case. Fuck, my shit didn't ring.
Raphaëlle's next issue seems to be smoking in the oven. In a fast dash, she pulls her sponge and heads back to the stove.
Yeah, sorry. Everything is burning at the same time, obviously.
Dave is in better shape now. He's starting to pour his pastry cream and getting it ready for the freezer.
Does this face not look like I'm having fun?
Bakers, you are 1 hour in.
An hour and a half to go.
Let's start this.
With the clock winding down, Chef Julien is taking a sample of Dave's pastry cream.
I'm not looking at his face because I don't want to know.
You might not give anything away anyway.
I'm like, nah, I don't want to look.
Dodging that bullet, Dave starts to spread his sponge onto the pan and then gets it into the oven.
Pulling his second sponge out of the oven, Jake moves on to making the mousseline cream by combining the pastry cream with butter using a torch to achieve the proper consistency.
Bakers, you have 1 hour left. 1 hour left. Is that a secret ingredient he's sneaking into his mousseline cream? Yes, that's bourbon.
Raphaëlle is preparing her mousseline cream to be cooled,
One thing good.
taking it over to the refrigerator.
I was using the weight measurements, and I think I made the chocolate cake wrong 3 times or 2 times. And the last time I think it was still wrong, and I just threw it in the oven.
Oh, come on.
I know.
Oh, really?
With less than an hour left in round 1, Tina's decisions are not wowing these judges.
Guys, that's the time to start building your cakes. You don't have that much time anymore. You should definitely start building cakes now.
So this was the first batch. That was the second you just tasted.
With his final sponge out of the oven and cooled, Jake is already cutting out his sponges.
Yeah.
With his final sponge coming out of the oven. Dave is heading to the cooling rack and then starts preparing his strawberries for the decoration.
Ah, fuck. Do you have a bandage? Because I cut myself and the lemon is stinging it.
Tending to a small kitchen injury, Raphaëlle is still in great shape while she waits for her pastry cream to cool.
So this is the final time. They really have little time left just for the final touches here and there. We're getting very close now.
With the clock winding down, Jake is adding a special touch to his decorations.
Yeah, so I coat them in sugar and kind of giving them a little brulee approach.
Smells great.
Yeah. A little bit of that char kind of helps bring sort of the more subtle flavors up to the front.
Meanwhile, Dave is starting to cut his sponge.
Using a jar to pound down her ingredients, Raphaëlle then rushes to put it on to her fraisier.
Speculoos. I wish it was smaller, but I don't have time to make it smaller. So I'm not gonna put as much as I thought.
After retrieving her chocolate sponge from the oven,
Is there a cooling rack somewhere?
Tina sets that one on the rack to cool, while she moves over to get the formula right for her pastry cream.
Oh, look at it. It just came in.
Okay.
She's had a couple mistakes and had a lot of redos, but she went back to her basics, and I think she found her niche finally.
With the end of round 1 approaching,
5 minutes left.
in a mad dash to put the final touches on their fraisier, all 4 contestants are rushing towards the finish of round 1.
I just wanted to be able to put something for you guys to taste. That was my goal coming in, so here we go. And
Love with chocolate and strawberries.
With mere minutes left in round 1, Tina has got her finished fraisier out of the freezer.
Messy but pretty.
With tensions running high, the final touches are being applied to their fraisiers. The contestants remove their molds to finally reveal their finished products.
All right, fingers crossed.
Guys, 1 minute left. Final touches.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
creative. Here's what's awesome. Both of y'all, all y'all actually look really good. That's awesome. It was great. Had a lot of fun, had a few mistakes. So today I made a classic French fraisier with an almond viennois sponge, a bourbon, lemon, honey simple syrup, a classic pastry cream, and then topped with a strawberry, raspberry, and lemon gelée with just a little fouettine for crunch and a light whipped cream to finish it off.
Okay, so sounds like there is a lot going on right now. Let me backtrack. So sponge, viennois sponge. You did make the simple syrup with bourbon.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a honey bourbon.
Okay, honey bourbon. The cream, did you make the mousseline or pastry cream?
I made the mousseline and then folded into traditional pastry cream.
Okay, all right. And then the jam on top, you did raspberry and strawberry?
Yes.
Okay, and then chantilly and fouettine. Okay. Can I ask you why raspberries in the jam, in the strawberry jam?
So with the strawberries within the middle layers, it tended to be on the sweet side, particularly with the simple syrup. So I wanted a little more of the tartness with the raspberry to kind of finish it off and brighten it up a little bit.
I would love to have tasted more of the brulee flavor here. I was really looking forward to that. I was very interested in that part. I think you missed on the sponge. It's a little dense and maybe undercooked.
I really love the brulee strawberries, because to me it's like when you use paprika or smoked paprika, and that gave that little twist that was really interesting to the cake with that little smoked strawberry, which to me was very interesting. Actually, there is one hanging there. It's going to be for me.
Guys, are you serious? Strawberry brulee?
This was really nice.
No.
Listen to the gourmet people.
No.
That's when you need to reinvent yourself.
Did you smell it?
I think, did you smell it? Take it. You need to.
No, that's not.
Smell.
No.
It's like smoked paprika.
No. You're out of your mind.
I love you. This is fraise brûlée.
Alright, for me on the structure of the cake, definitely you nailed it. Because you got those layers, you built it properly, it looks like a fraisier, it tastes like a fraisier. You went a little bit too much on some stuff, but everything is smooth, everything is good. Like, I'm very happy.
I'm gonna make a believer out of Chef Julien. I know strawberries, water content, difficult to really caramelize well, but I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna come back to him and show him we can do something new.
I'm more of an American baker versus French, so this is my first try at French, patisserie, I think they say. I don't know how to say it in French. There you go. Well, it was a lot harder than I thought it was. This is the first time I've ever made this, and I also wanted to show a little bit of who I was. So I used my famous chocolate cake instead of the sponge, so that might come back to bite me, but I thought I would try it. So this is really for the love of chocolate. And the love of love, I even carved my strawberries into little hearts. Oh. Even though they're upside down, they're still little hearts. I know, I'm all about love, sorry. I know you love pastries, but I still love the Contestant.
So chocolate sponge, that's what
Yes, I did chocolate sponge, and then I did the vanilla cream.
So the vanilla did you do the mousseline cream?
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did the
mousseline cream.
And then I did a fresh whipped cream because I felt like it needed something with the strawberries to kind of brighten it up. So lots of chocolate, but still some vanilla and strawberry tones because I want to take you back to your childhood.
I see on the side you do have some jam as well on top?
Yes, and I did put some strawberry jam.
Can't wait to try it here.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you enjoy it.
I like the chocolate and the vanilla cream with the strawberries. Chocolate match.
Yes.
I think you did great there. I think you pulled that off.
Okay, good. Thank you. That was a big risk.
It was a big risk, and I was worried about you.
Thank you. Everybody was. It made me nervous.
You incorporated it very well. This is very good tasting.
However, I just got a piece of butter. So that means that that was not mixed well. So that means when you made your cream, your butter was not soft, throaty. There was some chunk of butter, and once you had the pastry cream that's cold, the butter cannot get incorporated.
Yeah.
So you have pieces of butter, so that's a bummer. That's not good.
You did on the outside a fraisier, and on the inside a chocolate cake.
Yes.
And so you gave me two things, two different choices. So if I just eat the outside, I would say the decent fraisier. It's a decent fraisier that gets the good flavors outside of the little butter here and there, but the cream is good, the taste is good. I have a hard time with the chocolate. It's a good chocolate cake.
It is very good.
It's very good. It's moist. I think you are right. But to me, it's a little bit difficult to kind of imagine the two together.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting choice.
Because it's not traditional.
It's not traditional. It's not my childhood. Well, you gave me 2 days, 2 different days in my childhood.
Okay,
you gave me my birthday and you gave me my Christmas. And
Happy birthday!
Into things. So you know, that's what I would say.
Okay.
And I would try a little piece of chocolate.
Yeah, it's not bad, right? I mean, it's mushy, but working with what I had. It's ganache, right?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. All right. Thank you.
It was great. It was definitely like a big learning curve. I feel like it is just weird, to cook and bake in a different kitchen, and you don't know where your tools are, and it's just kind of like you have also this adaptation time. But it was a great experience.
Thank you. All right, can you explain us what you made?
Yeah, so I made a fraisier. I've tried to make it a little more original than the authentic recipe. So the cream is vanilla. Everything is similar, except I've put a little bit of lemon curd on top, just because I like the association of lemon and strawberries, because it makes me think of cheesecake. And on the very bottom, on top of the Genoise sponge, there's also like a little bit of speculoos, which are biscuits that I really like. And Biscoff, yeah. And I just thought it would taste good in it and bring it a little crunch. So.
Okay. Before we taste it, I saw you made Italian meringue, and I don't see it on the cake.
No, because I think I made it too early and it shrunk down, so I couldn't put it on. I wish, because I would have liked to have some white touches on my cake, but.
Okay.
How did you feel?
I did waste some time on making another cake sponge, but I shouldn't have. But I mean, you know, I feel good. I hope it tastes good.
The texture with the Biscoff is amazing.
Okay, good.
It is very almost cheesecakey like.
Yeah.
Without the instead of graham cracker crust, it's very good. Unfortunately, it didn't set right. Lucky for you, the taste is all there.
Okay.
And I really am impressed by the textures. Both, I didn't know if you even needed something like that back there, but because you have it on the back side, you know, everything has a texture piece to it. But it tastes great. The structure's not there.
Yeah. Sorry.
I do like the speculoos. It makes it different. The strawberry flavor is still there, but then like you have too much going on. There is the lemon flavor, and then there is the strawberry. There is like kind of like vanilla type sponge, and then the speculoos. By going with the speculoos, the speculoos, I would not have gone with the lemon on top of it. So it's like too many flavor together. Looking at the cake, because you have the right crunch in the bottom, the cream is tasty even though the consistency is not right. And then you try to decorate to hide a little bit the imperfection, but that's the part that is too much on the cake.
Yeah, I think I got lost in the make it your own part, so I've done too much.
For me, clearly, this is a fraisier.
Okay,
so
good.
It's a fraisier. The texture is there, the flavor is there. You got it right.
I can get more right, but okay, good.
You did a fraisier. I would agree with Julien. I really liked your cream, so I think it was really nice. The texture to me, like of course it didn't set, but the taste was extremely good. Overall, I think it looks good. I did not notice the trick about hiding the mistakes, which is always the good thing. Yeah. So really good job here.
Yeah, there's definitely, target your negative points, which I'm glad to hear because I definitely have a lot of room for improvement. But they also, point out what you did good. So no, it's great. It's a good experience.
I think there was plenty of time. I mean, it's just, when you're doing something you've never really done before, maybe it's just things can be a little off, and that's just kind of what happens.
Thank you, David. All right, tell us what you made for us today.
So I've got 2 different cakes: deconstructed strawberry fraisier cake, and then a mini fraisier cake. So I have the sponge cake. The curd was mixed with the lemon zest, strawberry, raspberry, and then lemon zest on top.
Okay. What the sponge? What type of sponge you went for?
Just straight egg whites, sugar, and just traditional.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
How did you feel out there?
I've never baked anything like this before, so this is my very first time making any of this. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but fun.
Oh, you can be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
You made it.
This was a blast. I learned a whole lot, and it was good. I mean, there's definitely it's interesting being under a time constraint because it goes by a little bit quicker, but I felt good and recovered from a couple of mistakes.
Yeah.
You crossed the finish line.
Yep. Guy gave you something to eat, so I tastes like summer in my opinion. So.
Well, first of all, watching you work was quite a sight. I know you're out of your elements, but with not being on your home court advantage, I think you did pretty well. For me, it doesn't really hit home with the cake portion of it. It's more pancakey to me. I think you did pretty well with your lemon. I knew that early. It's a pretty good taste there.
Okay. For me, the not so good part is the sponge. The sponge is underbaked, and it's dense. The cream is a bit greeny. I think I saw you had some trouble getting the cream right. The taste is good, the texture not so good. And the sad part is the cake, like everything falls apart.
Yeah.
You almost feel like the cream doesn't stick to the sponge. Did you add like syrup in between?
I did, but not enough. Clearly.
Or you probably did syrup and add the cream right away. So the syrup didn't get the chance to go inside the sponge, and once you add the cream, then it slides.
It's too late.
So those are the part that I don't really like about it.
Yeah, to me the sponge cake is a miss. There's maybe even too much of it in the cake. 3 layers was a little bit more. And then unfortunately when you cut the cake, which had an interesting shape, it completely falls apart.
Good job, this is a fraisier.
With round 1 over and the contestants' fraisiers tasted and judged, Chef Julien and the judges now make the hard decision of which 2 contestants move forward.
All right, guys, we made a decision. 2 of you only are moving forward to the final. It was very difficult to choose. You all did a great job. The first person to move forward into the final is Jake.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
The first part was easy.
All right, guys. 3 of you remaining. Only 1 more is going to the final. Again, that was very tough to choose. But we gotta make a decision. The next person to go into the final with Jake is Raphaëlle. Congratulations.
Pretty nerve-wracking as well. Time goes fast. I thought I had time, and the last 20 minutes comes in. You're like, oh well, I don't have that much time. So definitely need to manage my time a little bit better in that second round and avoid the technical mistake I made on this one because they pointed it out and I knew, but the flavor was here, so I'm hoping I can fix my mistakes in the second round.
It was nerve-wracking for sure. It's tough sometimes getting that hard feedback, but overall I think the judges were pretty receptive to my dessert and really looking forward to what I can put up in the final round.